actually get right into this story about Irv Gotti and his brother actually confirming how he died. All right. So as you guys know, I broke the story on my show. It might have been a week ago now or 2 weeks. I'm not really sure. It's been a little minute. But I actually broke the story on how Irv Gotti had a stroke and that he was pretty much close to passing away. Then he passed away. I believe we broke that over here too. Anyway, long story short, we broke the Irv Gotti story over here. All right. Whether people want to give us our credit or not, that's what it was. Okay, you guys pulling in. Y'all pulling in now. Y'all pulling in now. All right. So his brother actually did an interview. Hey, what's up, Norris? His brother did an interview, and we're going to go ahead and get right into it because they talk about how he died. So let's go.
When was your brother diagnosed with diabetes?
Wow. So he's 54. I believe he was diagnosed when he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
Late 40s. But Irv doesn't go to the doctor. So that's why he's so late being diagnosed, right? And then when he finally did go get a real physical and a checkup, he's like, you're diabetic. And he didn't believe it. You know, my dad.
You were type 1, Chris?
Irv was type 1. Irv was type 1. And then it started with type 2, developed into type 1. So my dad was diabetic. He passed at 86. And when we talk about this topic, why it's so dear and sensitive for me, is I watched him suffer the last 3 years of his life. So it's about quality of life. When Dame is talking about being able to be with his kids, it's about quality of life and the way you actually can stay here and keep doing that. We all have to go at one point in time.
All right. So keep in mind what the brother just said. The brother said he died at 54. He had been diagnosed since his 40s. So he had to listen. Listen. This is what the brother said. So he had it at least a decade. Irv had diabetes at least a decade. All right. But he didn't really go to the doctor like that, and he wanted to go out the way he wanted to go out. And then somehow he was hard-headed all the way into the end. He was hard-headed all the way into the end. Like, I don't know if that's not really nothing to be proud of, but you get my point. Carter said, was he in denial? I mean, his brother, I guess, but he also just didn't, he just really didn't care.
We just really want to go on our terms. That's how I look at it. And Irv, sadly enough, he did go on his terms. He just didn't believe it, and he was like, "I'm going to go the way basically I wanted." He ate a bunch of Chinese food while playing poker, and had a massive hemorrhagic stroke, which is bleeding on the brain. And then we talk diabetes, and I know Dame is saying diabetes. Diabetes is not what kills you. It's always something else. It's what diabetes does to the body that actually takes your life. Like it broke down his body where it was blockage and going to his brain to create the strokes, but it's all stems from the diabetic issues that comes from diabetes. You know, it may have liver failure, kidney failure, and these are the things that actually consume or take your life. But I don't know anyone that's, and I know we do have a doctor.
The calcium, rough, and you have to watch those strokes because it can clog up the arteries.
Yes.
Got to be taking pills. So I take those pills.
Yeah, and Damon Dash got diabetes too. Hey, Shy, let me know if you want the link or not.
And I get those examinations. It's just when you I guess my approach on diabetes, I would say, might be lucky because I was diagnosed when I was 15, and for 2-3 months I was thirsty. Like 2 months, I lost a lot of weight. I thought I had AIDS. So I thought it was something that I wouldn't be able to beat. And what I told God was, if you give me another chance, I'm going to live life to the fullest. So when I finally went to the doctor and they told me I had diabetes, I actually was happy. Like, oh, it's just diabetes. I could take a needle and feel better. So for me, I thought I had so much strength and faith in God that He reversed whatever was and said, "I'll just give you diabetes. I'll take diabetes over the other thing."
Yep. Chris,
And
when was your brother diagnosed?
Now you said, is that his older or younger brother? I'm actually not sure. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play the video again, and I'm not gonna interrupt it while we're waiting on his cousin to come up
With diabetes.
Wow. So he's 54. I believe he was diagnosed when he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
Late 40s. But Irv doesn't go to the doctor. So that's why he's so late being diagnosed, right? And then when he finally did go get a real physical and a checkup, he's like, "You're diabetic." And he didn't believe it. You know, my dad,
he was type 1, Chris?
Irv was type 1. Irv was type 1. And then it started with type 2, developed into type 1. So my dad was diabetic. He passed at 86. And when we talk about this topic, why it's so dear and sensitive for me, is I watched him suffer the last 3 years of his life. So it's about quality of life. When Dame is talking about being able to be with his kids, it's about quality of life and the way you actually can stay here and keep doing that. We all have to go at one point in time. We just really want to go on our terms. That's how I look at it. And Irv, sadly enough, he did go on his terms. He just didn't believe it, and he was like, "I'm going to go the way basically I wanted." He ate a bunch of Chinese food while playing poker and had a massive hemorrhagic stroke, which is bleeding on the brain. And then we talk diabetes, and I
Damn, that's hella sad. Okay, we got Shaw. Is it Shaw or Shay?
It's Shaw.
All
we
right.
Spoke before.
You say what now?
We have interacted before. I'm the one who sent you the mug from Mug Life.
Oh, what's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Well, for everybody that didn't see it in the chat, hold on, let me meet you real quick. For everybody that didn't see it in the chat, this is Irv Gotti and Chris Gotti's cousin as well. What can you tell us about the situation?
Well, what I can tell you is that diabetes runs in our family. His mother and my grandmother are first cousins, and diabetes runs in our family. My grandmother had diabetes before she passed away, and he didn't take his medicine. He was very stubborn. I used to intern down at Murder Inc. For a couple months, but he was the boss. He did what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? He was his dad and his mom. His mother is still alive. She's in her 90s. She's very devastated.
Of course.
This is her baby boy. And, it's hard to bury a child. And then, for us as a family, hearing it online and everybody clowning, it's like, dang, you don't have no type of respect, but you want people to respect you. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't take care of himself.
We didn't know him personally, of course, but just from the reality show, just how he carried himself, it's just like, if I want it, I'm gonna get it. So yes. I could just imagine trying to tell him, like, Irv, you can't eat that. Irv, you need to go to. He ain't trying to hear that shit.
He would curse you out and still doing what he wanted to do. For real. Not to mention, he's always been like that, though, because Chris has always sheltered him. That's his big brother, and he's the baby of the family. He been DJing and doing music for a long time. That man been in the trenches. He was musically inclined as a young child. He didn't only just DJ, he played musical instruments as well.
Wow. So he was just destined to do that. He was destined to, yeah. And you know what? And no matter how people felt about him, he created music that's gonna last forever.
Man, people forget that he discovered DMX.
Oh,
Get at me, dog, is all him.
You're right. I didn't know this until I saw an interview. Apparently, he almost signed 50 Cent back in the day. I didn't know that.
Yeah, before he was Boo Boo, but when 50 Cent first came out, Teach You How to Rob, like he was like the mixtape king. He was on mixtapes back in the day. Like I don't know how people know, but the New York rap scene, right? If you like how Nicki came up off of mixtapes.
Yeah.
You jack people beat and rhyme better than them, and that's how you get signed. But the beef with him and Ja, that whole beef was blown out of proportion. It wasn't even their beef to begin with, and it was like guilty by association type stuff. But what 50 Cent said about my cousin was dead to the wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this, because a lot of people in the comments were saying, well, 50 Cent feel like Irv had something to do with him getting shot. Can you speak on that?
No, Irvin had nothing to do with him getting shot. That sounds stupid.
I thought that happened before he even knew Irv, though.
Right. Number one. Number two, it was the whole beef him and Ja Rule had was about 50's homeboy taking Ja's chain.
Oh.
That's why I said guilty by association.
Damn. Okay. I think I remember reading about that in 50's book. Something about the chain. Okay, I got you. Damn.
Yeah, 50 didn't even snatch the chain.
I guess kind of how 50 Cent doing Lil Meech right now.
Listen, how you doing, Lil Meech? I ain't even listen. He got all right to do how he feels, but when you're speaking on the dead, that's something different.
Yeah.
And the Little Meech situation is he put Little Meech on. He paid for acting. He did it, and I feel like Big Meech, Little Meech father is jealous of Little Meech, and he basically sabotaged his son because he don't want to be sunned by his son.
I agree. Cause how is it you get out and you hanging around Rick Ross for what? Rick Ross ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Where all that money go from the show? $5 million.
They said he blew that. They listen. The big. I don't know if you remember. Lil Meech used to had this big ass chain when he first got on the show.
Yeah.
And he spent $500K on that chain alone.
Stupidity.
That chain was $500K. And now he probably need to go resell that. I mean, sell that shit back. They not finna give him $500K back.
No, never. It's been worn. It's depreciated in value. Especially when they be wearing them bust down watches. Like you putting a diamond in a Cartier watch, you're devaluing the watch.
Yep. I agree, Amy. He didn't have to do Lil Meech, like he didn't have to, but it's one of them things. So
listen, business is cutthroat.
Yeah. Damn.
Little Meech is a bystander of the beef. Just like Little Supreme, his dad saying like, listen, I ain't got nothing to do with it. Like these little niggas not thinking.
Well, you know what? They really not from the hood though, right?
That's true, but somebody they from the hood. Somebody around them is hood adjacent and got some type of common sense. But instead of people saying, "Nah, don't do this, do this," like Little Meech should have had laundry mats or something. Nobody's thinking about generational wealth, and everybody's just thinking about the here and the now.
You're right.
My cousin sold his masters, right? His kids and their kids have bread. My cousin owns the basketball league. Chris owns a partnership in the basketball league. That's generational wealth.
Yeah, no, they're set. And I talked about it on the show. I think he sold his masters in 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that.
Yes.
I said that was the smartest thing he did. They good. They're good.
Yes, that's why Ashanti can't sing the songs with the original beats on it.
Yeah, she had to re-record it, right?
Yes.
Yep. Listen, he loves He loved something for his kids, his family. At the end of the day, he did his job.
Yeah, he did.
He did his job. Hate him or love him, he did his job.
He took care of his mama. He bought her a house. His father passed away already, but they were good. They were straight for a long time. Like they never struggled.
Let me ask you, what him and his ex-wife did, what was their relationship?
I don't really know about him and his ex-wife. I know that he did love her, but with the type of person he was, he just had an insatiable appetite. Like he was the boss. You know, he chose Gotti for a reason. Like people act like he didn't tell you who he was. He was who he was. They loved each other. They loved each other and they loved each other for the kids. But it comes to a certain point in time, you know what I'm saying? When you're not being done right, what you gonna do? Stay or leave? You know what I'm saying?
Hell, I'm gonna leave. There's only so much you can take.
Right. That's what anybody, regardless of the money or not.
You're right. No, you're right. I don't know if y'all remember from the reality show, and I know it's a reality show. I think it was like the last episode or something. He did something. I remember Deb slapped the shit out of him. I was like, oh my God. It was something in his phone or something. Like she went off.
He was used to always getting what he wanted. And he moved like a boss. And he made moves like a boss. So, I mean, I know he loved Deb.
But look what he created.
He was a great father too.
To his kids. You're right.
Yes, he was always there. Like it didn't matter. He was always there for his kids. You don't see them crashing out or saying nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't seen them in trouble. You ain't seen them exposed. Nothing like that.
No. Exactly. So, you know, he put a lot of money in a lot of people's pocket. Regardless, he put a lot of money in 50 Cent pocket because if he didn't beef with him, we wouldn't even know about 50 Cent.
Listen, you're not lying. You're not lying. They said, yeah, he did her dirty. Yeah, they loved each other though. It was what it was.
Basically, you know. I mean, think about every rapper that you know. You can have anybody you want.
True.
But yo, I'm about to go, Storm. I really appreciate you for letting me come on.
Of course.
And need to rap again, need to know anything, you can hit me in the DMs. And I'm gonna talk to you later.
Okay, for sure. Appreciate you coming on.
No problem. This is
Hey. Oh, dang, it started messing up. Dang, okay, it started messing up. That's okay, though. I appreciate you, though. Thank you for coming up. So, yeah, see? Look, we just got an exclusive. His cousin, Irv's y'all see how we get the exclusives? Yep, y'all see how we get the exclusives? Y'all better start giving me my credit. Y'all better start giving me my credit, damn it. Anyway, we're gonna end this live because we gotta come back and we gotta talk about we gotta talk about Keke Wyatt. Keke Wyatt is being exposed. Yep. Biggie's mom is dead too. That's a whole nother thing. Okay. Y'all stay tuned. We're gonna be back in 15 minutes. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care, and I will catch you all later.
It's Storm Show.